Thanks, Tara. Joining us now is Brad Bowman, the Senior Director of the Center on Military and Political Power at Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Brad, Israeli officials vow Hezbollah will pay a heavy price for the Golan Heights attack, but they're also under a lot of pressure to avoid this turning into an all-out war in the north. What kind of response do you think we could see from them?
Think that Israel will respond strongly. I think we will see an additional Israeli response beyond what we've already observed. And I think for my part, Israel has no choice. And when you consider the horrific nature of this attack, Israel has no choice but to respond. And if it doesn't respond strongly, well, it'll simply get more of the same. And it is interesting to me that pressure comes from Washington. Often most intensely when Israel is considering how to respond to aggression. And if you think about this logically, if Israel's enemies can count on Washington always applying pressure when Israel is responding to defend itself, then that simply invites more attacks because they're going to rely on Washington to restrain Israel. So it's a good intentioned and naive and negative impulse that we see in Washington, and unfortunately is playing out again.
What are some of the factors that you think Israeli leadership are considering right now as they weigh what their response should be?
You know, they don't want two major wars at the same time. That's one of the reasons why, from an Israeli perspective, they have tried to keep this low-scale war from becoming a full-scale war in the north. But as things wind down in Gaza, the status quo in Israel's north is just unacceptable, with at least 60,000 people displaced from their homes, more than 24 people killed, and attacks happening on a daily basis since October 8th. The very small country of Israel, which is roughly the size of New Jersey, has effectively gotten smaller, and that's unacceptable to Israelis and American friends of Israel, and they have to do something about it. The problem is Hezbollah is far more capable than Hamas is, and we've seen how tough that war has been in Gaza.
Now, Hezbollah still hasn't actually claimed responsibility for this attack. Is there any question that they were behind it?
There's no question in my mind that Hezbollah either launched it or was supportive of it being launched. There are other groups that operate in those areas, but I'd say Hezbollah is not necessarily known for truth-telling, so I don't really trust what they're saying. The U.S. government has said it's Hezbollah. Israel has said it's Hezbollah. That's enough for me.
What role do you think Iran plays in all of this? How does this attack play into their overall strategy concerning Israel?
The Islamic Republic of Iran, the world's worst state sponsor of terrorism, is implementing a decades-long strategy to surround and exterminate the state of Israel. That sounds hyperbolic, but after October 7th, I think the burden of proof is on anyone who would say that that's not accurate. And Hezbollah is Iran's leading terror proxy. And so Iran is using Hezbollah, Hamas, and now the Houthis, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and others to harry, harass, and wear down Israel for the purposes of ultimately exterminating the Jewish state. And from an Israeli perspective, this is unacceptable because all of the counterpunches are being directed at the terror puppets, and the puppet master in the Islamic Republic of Iran is sitting largely unbothered, just watching it unfold with a smile on their face.
All right, Brad Bowman with the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Thank you, as always, for your insights.
Thank you.